Alright, I'm here at the brick wall. So, just so everybody knows, there is a Cash App scrolling across the bottom for Nathan Killian. He has a channel, it's Killian's Trucking. And Nathan was in a motorcycle accident recently. A Dodge truck turned right in front of him and he had to lay it down and broke his hip. He had to be airlifted from the accident scene. He had a hip replacement. So he could definitely use some prayers. And if you're able and willing, throw a few bucks his way. I'm sure he and his wife would appreciate the help getting through this time because he's going to have to rehab for, I would imagine, several weeks before he can get back in the truck. That being said, I wanted to get on here, read my comment that I left for the FMCSA. They allow 5,000 characters in the comment section. Please look up FMCSA-2022-0004. That's the proposed speed limiter rule, and they want to limit the speed of all semi-trucks. This is not a trucker issue. Can you imagine what every semi-truck being limited to possibly 60 miles an hour would do to anywhere you want to travel? Anybody that's driving should get on there and make a comment about it. Obviously, read it first and understand what they're talking about, but they just say what they plan to do. Basically, they don't even have a reason why they want to make the speed limit. Anyway, as I said, they're at the end of the public comment period. You can make a public comment right now until the end of Monday night, 7/18/2022. So you can be anonymous if you want, and they are mandated to read every comment. Not that comments don't necessarily get read by anybody involved in the decision making, but this isn't up for a vote or anything else. The only voice you have in this matter is either contacting your elected representatives or making a comment while this comment period is open. So here's what I left for these folks. Limiting the speed of semi-trucks would cause many more safety issues to all vehicles on the road. FMCSA-2022-0004 does not even state the objective of the rule. Why are you trying to solve a problem that does not exist? As a driver, I see where this rule will cause unsafe conditions as follows. Having different speeds between cars and semis will greatly increase the number of interactions between vehicles on the road. Every extra interaction between cars and semis is another chance for disaster. Unless the speed is set to something like the safe speed rating of semi-truck tires, 75 miles an hour, then the speed differential between cars and semis will require better vigilance on the part of car drivers, because the closing speed will be increased compared to what it is now. Expect more cars running into the back of semis. If the speed is set much below 75 miles an hour, it will be much more difficult to avoid inattentive drivers coming onto the freeway. I must speed up many times per day so that drivers who aren't paying attention coming down the on-ramp don't either run into my truck or trailer or have to brake hard to avoid hitting me. Could I slow to allow them on? Yes. Would that put me in a dangerous situation by being well under the speed limit with traffic behind me closing the distance too fast? Also, yes. It is safer to speed up and allow cars to enter the freeway behind me. Similarly, many times it is safest to speed up while in the right lane to be able to move over into the left lane if there is traffic coming in the left lane. Many times per week, I will see a disabled or pulled over vehicle or vehicles on the right shoulder of the road. Many of those times, there is faster traffic moving the left lane that would trap me in the right lane if unable to speed up. It happens sometimes anyway, but restricting a professional driver's ability to drive would greatly increase the amount of interactions between disabled, mobile repair, law enforcement, fire, or ambulance vehicles and the people with them. Think of a loved one on the right side of a freeway with very little shoulder to pull off of, trying to change a driver's side tire. Would you like an increased or decreased chance of an 80,000-pound semi-truck stuck in the right lane due to traffic going by with a mere 18 inches of clearance at 60 plus miles an hour? I want every means available to be able to speed up and get over into the left lane for any vehicle, bicyclist, maintenance personnel, cop, mobile mechanic, or stranded passenger. Many times there are oversized loads on the freeway that have to travel at slower speeds. Often, in order to pass them safely, takes planning and the ability to speed up. Many overpasses, bridges, railway crossings, tunnels, etc. narrow the shoulders down to near nothing. Semis don't accelerate very quickly, so passing an extra wide load between narrow spots on the freeway often requires the ability to speed up in advance in order to clear the wide load. Don't take that ability away from us. In an emergency, when a front steer tire fails, the driver is supposed to speed up in order to keep control of the semi. That is so the wheel, now without a tire on it, doesn't drop to the pavement, dig in, and cause loss of steering control. If you speed up, you can maintain some control to steer in a safe direction to pull over. Don't cause loaded trucks to flip over on the road because we cannot perform the emergency maneuver. When highways and freeways come together, it is often safest to speed up in order to merge with traffic. There is a huge difference between merging and driving onto a freeway. Many need to learn that difference. If in a single lane merging with one or more lanes, it is safer to be able to speed up and get in front of a line of traffic than bull your way in, hoping that other vehicles make room for you without colliding with each other, or slowing/stopping on the merge lane while traffic passes, thereby causing a great hazard to the vehicle behind you. These are some of the immediate safety concerns a speed limit that is too slow would cause. And that is just from a semi-truck driver's perspective. Now consider that extra amount of impatient and unsafe maneuvers from the car drivers on the road. We are already cut off, tailgated, brake checked, and harassed on a daily basis. When cars are stacked 20 deep in both lanes, do you think road rage will increase or decrease? The large fleets only comprise a small fraction of the trucking industry. Many of them are already speed limited. With only a fraction of trucks already limited, you can see the rolling roadblocks where it takes miles for a truck to pass another, cause traffic backups frequently. Now you want to slow everybody down. Carriers are in financial trouble now. The likely considerable cost we would be forced to pay for the reprogramming and the lost productivity will drive many carriers out of business. Or wait, is that why this rule is backed by the biggest carriers? Just don't do it. And that is my 5,000 character comment to the FMCSA about the speed limiting rule they're proposing.